Hey folks, Cornell with YouTube Fishing Vids. It's mid-October and it's about that time. We've got a mystery tackle box slam attempt ready to go on here at my local lake. I'm in the Black Hill Regional Park. This is Little Seneca Lake, as I've done many videos in the past here. That's actually where I am. So if a lot of you folks are curious about what the name of this lake is, it's Little Seneca Lake. Awesome 505-acre reservoir here in Maryland. It's fall, the colors are changing. It is a perfect day to test out the October MTB Pro box. And inside the box, we'll get right to it, right off the bat. Let's start with soft plastics. Soft plastics, we've got a venom bait, 10-inch straight tail worm in a perfect color. This lake is clear. This lake is pressured. This lake definitely loves plastics, and a big 10-inch plastic and a watermelon red black fleck is awesome for Texas rigging. I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to take about 3 inches off it, and there's no doubt a shaky head does damage out here. So I'm going to use this bait for a shaky head today. I'm going to see if we can pull something out with that. That should probably be a no-brainer. So that's an awesome bait. It's actually scented, so we've got some scent on there. So they call that the grass worm specifically. So pepper grass worm. All right, venom bait. It's going on today, hopefully. All right, next soft plastic in the box. We've got a pack of Charlie's worms. Charlie's worms. Fluke. It's a fluke, guys. It's the same color virtually. It looks like a watermelon red fleck pepper fluke, just like a zoom fluke, but on the smaller size. You guys know what I'm going to do with that? Yeah, I might go weightless with it. I might twitch it around like a soft jerk bait, but I think I'm going to actually drop shot that little bad boy. So you can't beat a little small sized fluke for a drop shot, especially on clear lake, pressured lake. So that's what I'm going to be doing with that little small sized fluke that Charlie's Worms provided for the mystery tackle box month of October. And then we've got a couple awesome crankbaits. Here comes another awesome Strike Pro. Look at this Strike Pro, guys. Awesome, right? That looks like a bluegill. It's about a 3-foot diver, so that's a great size for this lake. That's they call it ghost shad, but to me that looks a little bit more like a bluegill or even a yellow perch. So I'm going to throw that on one of my crankbait rods. I'm going to, of course, show you guys all the setups. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to throw down with these baits and how I'm using them and where I'm throwing them. And then the last crankbait in the box is a killer Square 5 silent Arashi square bill in baby bass. Everything about this lake is non-shadling. There's no bait fish in this lake that I'm trying to emulate. I'm trying to get the, the perch, the crappie, the bluegill, and of course a baby bass gets whacked every now and then. So that Arashi and a square bill hopefully will get some attention. And I got, what else I have? Oh, I'm not done. I thought I had terminal tackle. Gosh, look at this tackle. Look at this mystery tackle box, guys. Nasty Thumper by, is it Finch Nasty? We've got a ChatterBait, white ChatterBait. Can't go wrong, guys. So I'm going to throw down with a white ChatterBait today, see if I can find a little ripple on the water, a little bit of wind, and find a couple fish off of some of the structure out here. And here comes the terminal tackle, no brainer. We got a Japanese made ultra sharp. I have pulled these out and I poked them into my fingernail. These guys are mega sharp. 3/0. So I got a 3/0 extra wide gap hook. And this is something different, a little tester sample of some bass attractant. Okay, so we got bass attractant. I'm going to throw that on my soft plastics, see if that draws a little more attention, gets those bass to hold on a little bit more. Guys, let's start rigging up. Let's see how this mystery tackle box for the month of October goes. Should be a good one. All right, folks, first bait coming out of the box. The Arashi square bill. We're going to break that open. We're going to stick that on my favorite square bill rod and reel combo. Let me show you exactly how we're going to get this little beauty rigged up. I am a big proponent of using snaps, not swivel snaps, just straight up snaps with my crankbait. So I'm going to break out this Arashi square bill for my first bait of the day. I'm going to try and cover some water out here by some of this flooded timber. I'm going to go ahead and beat up some of the banks. I've already marked some fish and see some fish up shallow. So hopefully let's get some attention. But what I'm going to be doing is taking off that O-ring off this self-tuning circuit board square bill lip. So that's coming off. And I'm going to be able to just attach my snap, which is connected to 12-pound test Seagar and VizX fluorocarbon. So this is going to be as easy as snapping that on. And with that other crankbait that I've got in that box, it's going to be an easy transition. Just see if I can grab a couple fish off this square bill, and then I'll move right to that Strike Pro and see what I can do. So there we go, Arashi square bill ready to roll. And it's on specifically, which you may have seen in some of my other videos, there's the St. Croix Premier Series 6.6 medium power moderate action. That's their crankbait rod in a 6.6. That's an old school smoke reel and a 6.3 to 1, I believe. Like I said, that's Seagar and VizX fluorocarbon, so that's a perfect combination for a little square bill. Gives me great accuracy, gives me great casting distance with that whippy little tip, and cushions the blow when I get that fish hooked up. So let's see what we can do with this square bill. I'm actually happy to have one of these Arashis in my arsenal. I have not ever owned one of these Storm Arashis, so I'm going to show you guys what this looks like in the water, see if we can get a good close-up of it. Runs beautifully, runs true as can be. So with that square lip, I'm sure that bait's going to do some great deflection off some of this wood out here. All right, let's get this thing going. Guys, I got a fish on the Arashi. It's only been about 4 casts, and I'm in this standing timber, and it's actually a pretty nice fish. Awesome. I'm in this awesome standing timber, and there's definitely some weed lines. Look at that bass on the Arashi. I love it. That's great. Let's hope I get him. He's pretty good. These hooks are decent. Awesome. I can't believe it. That's awesome. I've just been throwing this for a few casts, and there's the Arashi taking care of business on the October MTB slam attempt. So that was fast. And I was a little concerned, you know, I didn't think if I was able to get any of these pull baits to work, if this power fishing routine didn't work, and I worked my way away from this beautiful standing timber, I wouldn't have a shot at using those soft plastics. But as of right now, 4th cast, Arashi baby bass silent with that circuit board lip and that self-tuning line guide. It nailed the fish on the 4th cast. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and switch up since we just got a fish on that Arashi crankbait. The other bait that's in this box, let me break it out right away and do this in time with you guys. Let's break out the Strike Pro. That Strike Pro is a 3-foot diver. I'm sure it's not gonna be going much more shallow than that square bill was going. So let's break out this little beauty. This is a gorgeous little bait. Look at this thing. Tell me that's not going to get some attention in some clear water. Now that Arashi was silent. Let's see if this little number's got a rattle to it. Sometimes a rattle, if I can keep up with it. Oh, I'm getting excited here. Let's see. Little, really sharp little rattle. Oh, look at this. Guys, I love Strike Pro. Look at these things. This has got a jointed head. So along with the action you're going to get from that lip, that's got a little jointed action. Check that out, with a really bright red gill. So tell me that's not going to look like something a bass is going to want to crush. Okay, so I'm going to throw that on. Remember, I'm going to go ahead and take my little split ring pliers, and I'm going to remove that split ring. This would have been done prior to, you know, coming out fishing. I pretty much take all the split rings off the line guides of my crankbaits and such. So there it goes. All right, so no more O-ring, and now I'm going to go straight to my Arashi. All right, we're going to do the swap out. So goes the owner hyper welded quick snap, off goes the Arashi, on goes the Strike Pro, lickety split, just like that. We're on, ready to fish. All right, let's see if we can get some action out of this beautiful Strike Pro crankbait and see what's going on. 3-foot diver. So let's see what we're dealing with here. One more time. Strike Pro, specifically Supersonic Joint 70. That's what we're dealing with. A ghost shad pattern. It's a 2 3/4 inch, and in diving depth is 3 feet. All right, let's get this thing going, because that's a good start to the day. Oh, I felt the tick, guys. I felt the tick, and I leaned back, and I got myself a bass on that awesome little Strike Pro. Don't get off. Awesome. Okay, there we go. Number 2 crankbait bass on the number 2 bait out of the mystery tackle box for October. Awesome. Thank you, Strike Pro. That's a cool little bait. One of the prettier baits I've seen in a long time. I love that ghost pattern. So there it is, guys. Strike Pro, jointed 3-foot diver. And there's bass number 2 right in this standing timber in about 8 to 10 feet of water. I'm way back up a creek on this reservoir. So basically, guys, 65-degree water, partly cloudy, beautiful wind, about 60 to 65 degrees today. It's mid-morning, and the fish are biting. Power baits are on. So I got the next bait ready to break out here of this mystery tackle box. Let's reach for it right now. Get a little bit of slime off my hands. That was awesome. That's so cool to get a couple crankbait bass that quick. All right, so the next bait coming out of the mystery tackle box for October. ChatterBait time. All right, we got the white ChatterBait on, and I just threw this thing in the water. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I just got a simple little Zoom split tail trailer on there, 15-pound test fluorocarbon, Seagar and VizX. I got it on my Avid St. Croix 7-foot medium fast action rod, and that's my Speed Spool Tournament Pro, and that'll be the Lose reel I'm using, and it's just a high speed 7. I think it's a 7.3-to-1, so it's a high speed reel. Watch this thing in the water. Hopefully I can get a good shot of this so you can see how much hunting action. I don't think I've ever seen a ChatterBait hunt like this before. It's pretty awesome. Sun just came out. That thing hunts like crazy, so that's going to be a great little option. I'm going to throw it right in the standing timber, just in the same exact type of area I was catching these square bill and crankbait fish. So let's see if we can get at it and get a fish on the third bait out of the mystery tackle box for October. Okay folks, I've given that vibrating jig a run for its money. It has great hunting action. The Nasty Thumper. Who's that by? That's by Finch Nasty. So my lake's real clear. You know, a day like today we got tons of wind. I just got out of the wind right here just so I could talk a little bit easier. But this lake's really good for a spinnerbait on windy days. With it being so clear, that extra thump, if I had a little more stained water, just a little bit, a little less pressured lake, that ChatterBait type bait, that vibrating jig usually does pretty well. But guys, I'm going to break out some soft plastics. I got this nice little calm spot, a weed edge, and I've got a point over here I'm going to fish. So I'm going to break open the first option I've got in the soft plastics out of the mystery tackle box. Here comes the venom bait. That's that big 10-inch straight tail worm and that watermelon red fleck. So I'm going to go ahead and put that little number on a shaky head. So I'm going to go ahead and get some scissors. I'm going to take about 2 to 3 inches off that bait. So I'm going to make that work for me a little more finesse style. So I'm going to cut that down a touch. I'm going to get out my shaky head rod, and you guys have seen the shaky head rod of mine. That's the Lose custom speed stick light with the shaky head model. So that's a 7-foot medium action with the extra fast taper. And there's my Owner Ultra head. So the Owner Ultra head in a 3/16 ounce is going to be what I'm going to put that little venom bait on. So just a little twist lock. It's going to be a perfect match for this shaky head setup. Just twist it on and off we go. Let's see if we can find some fish creeping around on the bottom with the sun getting up kind of high. So there we go. Perfect. Awesome. All right, there's a awesome shaky head. I got a little extra length on that. That's probably 7.5, 8 inches. So let's see if we can throw it off some of these weed edges in this point and see if we can find some fish creeping around on the bottom. And guys, it's in there, so might as well use it. That's the Bass Dynasty, a little sample size deal of their bass attractant. So I'm going to put that on the shaky head. It's just interesting smell. All right, so I'm just going to a little dab of that on my finger. Squeeze a little bit of that out. More of a gel type base, not very liquidy, so that's good. It'll hold on to the bait really good. So I'm going to get that juiced up. A couple extra seconds of those fish holding on might add to the hook set opportunity if we get one. All right, so we've given this shaky head a go run for its money. I'll tell you, you know, this fall funk is pretty much going on. I've got fish on the depth finder, but they are not on the bottom. I've got fish pretty much, this wind's blowing pretty good. They're pretty much suspended. So I'm gonna take this next opportunity to throw that little Charlie's worm. Let's see, this is a Charlie's worm soft jerkbait. I'm gonna fish it like a soft jerkbait. I thought I was gonna go drop shot because I don't see many fish on the bottom and they're pretty high off the bottom. I'm figuring I'm gonna throw up in some of this breaking up weeds. These weeds are dying off. There's a bunch of holes in it. I'm gonna throw it right up on the bank, soft jerkbait style. So I'm gonna rig this up, show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the terminal tackle option that's in here, which is the perfect size for it, little 3/0 extra wide gap hook that's provided with the mystery tackle box. Let me rig that up and show you guys how I'm doing it. All right, so I got the 3/0 hook that came with the mystery tackle box all tied on to 12-pound test in VizX, again, Seagar, and that's my Shimano crucial rod. It's a 6'8" medium action, and there's the Team Lose Light LFS. That's that super light reel that I've got on that rig. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up, and I'm gonna Texas rig this little itty bitty watermelon red fleck fluke by Charlie's Worm. So let's get that all set up, and let's see if we can hit some of these weed lines and some of that action out on the banks, because I'm sure there's some fish up shallow. So let's see how this goes. All right, basic Texas rig, guys. I'm gonna stick that right in the nose, just to the barb and straight out, and bring that around just over the eye of the hook, in through the belly, dead center, and right dead center out the back. Awesome. Okay, so there's a perfect little soft jerkbait ready to go. Hopefully in the mouth of a hungry bass up on this bank, because I know there's some fish up shallow. It's just a matter of seeing if they're busy and active today. So let's get up there and see what we do. We're on a point here. I've got little holes, like I said, breaking up in the weeds and all kinds of good looking stuff. All the leaves are falling and getting on top of the dying grass that's on top, so you can kind of see where the openings are. Let's see what we can do. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I got myself another bass. It's been a while, guys. I've been fishing out here a long time. I got it on that soft jerkbait though. I got it on that little Charlie's Worm soft jerkbait. I dipped that tail, give it a little green glow, kind of like that bluegill that's swimming around in here, for a little dink. So 2 fish each on a crankbait, a little dink on a soft jerkbait. Gosh, guys, I'm telling you right now, that Shaky head, unbelievable. To think that I got a couple fish power fishing on crankbaits, but can't even get a fish on a Shaky head. I'm gonna go throw that a little bit more. The sun's getting low. I've been out here a while, guys, but there's 3 fish on 3 different baits out of the mystery tackle box for October. Let's keep at it and see if we can find a couple more. All right, folks, check that out. We got ourselves a bass on a Venom 10-inch grass worm, but it ain't 10 inches anymore. That's what I had to do to get a bite, folks. I had to get my 10-inch worm cut down to about, I don't know, what's that, 5 inches or so. So I had to break out the drop shot. It's getting late, guys. I'm trying to do everything I can to get that last minute deal, but that's 4 out of 5. So the only thing I have left to do is that chatterbait fish, and if I'm lucky, I'll get that chatterbait going and have a complete slam here. Otherwise, I've done pretty good. That sun's dipping. Not much time, so let's break out the chatterbait and see if there's a chance. Okay, folks, the sun is dipping. That ends my mystery tackle box slam attempt challenge for the month of October. And it was definitely a challenge. The fall transition's in play. Fish are suspended. Not a lot going on, but I managed to pull off a couple, which was great. So I want you guys to do me a favor. Go to mysterytacklebox.com. My sponsor's doing everything they can do to cater your needs, wants, and interests. They want you to fill out your profile. They want to make your future mystery tackle box experience exactly what you want it to be. So they're going to cater to your needs. They're going to do everything they can do to make future mystery tackle boxes exclusively for you. So go to Mystery Tackle Box, fill out your profile, and they're going to do everything they can do to make the future mystery tackle boxes that much more awesome. So as always, guys, I appreciate you joining me. As always, I appreciate you subscribing. And until we meet again, over and out.